everybody, it's Jackson Fulcher here once again to review episodes 6 through 10 of Super Mario The Plumber Knight Returns, suggested by Nate from Stupid Beagle Productions. Now, if you remember my episodes 1 through 5 review of Super Mario The Plumber Knight Returns, I really loved it. The only problem I had with it was the censorship of it, it just muted the audio. But I love the first episodes of it, and now I'm here to review episodes 6 through 10, and I was hoping it was going to hold up like episodes 1 through 5, and it did, until the ending of episode 10. But we'll get to that in a moment. Let's get started. First of all, I would just like to say the censorship has been fixed. It's now the that you hear, not muted clips. Thank you, Rich Alvarez. You fixed it, and it was really good of you to do so, because that makes me feel a little bit better, because like when you hear a cuss word, you're supposed to kind of hear it with a bleep in it, but you fixed it, so thank you, my good man. I also want to mention Jekyll. Oh man, is this guy evil? I mean, straight from the get-go, when he's torturing Gibbs, you learn this guy's not really a great person, and you definitely see it. He is insane, and when you see the first fight with Mario in his home, you just see Mario get the crap beat out of him, and it's not fun to watch, but it's so cool to actually see a menacing villain that is not technically the main villain, but it is still cool. Now, there is a segment of one episode, I think it's episode 7, or it could be later of episode 6, I'm sorry, I forgot, but Mario is like passed out after being beaten up by Jekyll, and he has this dream where he's in the past, and he's listening to the radio, and the radio man recognizes the kart racing episode from one of the stupid Mario Brothers episodes. And I was like, oh my god, I remember that. It's Mario and Luigi versus Wario and Waluigi in the kart racing. I remember that. So immediately you learn that, yeah, this is a sequel. This is definitely a sequel. And at first it was all secrecy and we had our suspicion to it. But yeah, this is definitely a sequel, especially to something that happens later on. And we'll get to that in a moment. And remember that segment where I mentioned that Mayor Carson might be dead in episodes 1 through 5 review? Well, apparently he wasn't. He was just taken into the Koopa for a little job that he had for cybernetic enhancements later on in the episode. I'll get to that, but Mayor Carson not being dead totally blew my mind. I was like, okay, this series is taking some turns that I did not expect. Once again, thank you, Rich Alvarez. You have exceeded my expectations with that. And also in that segment where Mayor Carson was brought in, we also get to learn that the Koopa had Mario's DNA, which means he knows who he is. Mr. Camarelli, who does not exist. So he knew who Mario was right then and there, and of course that gave you the, oh crap, that's gonna be bad for him later on, isn't it? And it turns out it was. Then of course we get something that John Gibbs was doing throughout the 6 through 7, 8 episodes, where he has this heart problem, every once in a while he has this pain. And then of course he just dies. He gets the location of the Koopa, and once he gets that location, he dies. And that was just, whoa. Did not expect that, because that was just, well, and the note, of course, to the location of the Koopa went under his couch where he was sitting, and that was just so sad. Also, that was so sad, the actress who played Pauline made an appearance, and that was good, but unfortunately, she got killed by Jekyll, so, that's not good either, for that character. I mean, it was a great, have the actress from, you know what I mean, right? Now, of course, we get to the cybernetic enhancements that Mayor Carson had. He went into Mario's house with Denise there, and he brought 2 Koopas with him, and basically he can run fast. He has this, red eye that was covered up by an eye patch, and basically the Koopas kidnap Denise while Mayor Carson pins Mario to a wall, and now Mario has to kick some butt, which wasn't very hard. He just had to lead him outside, and then trick Mayor Carson into falling into a pool, which electrocuted him and killed him. that was easy. When I saw that, I thought of the Staples button that you could just press and it just said, that was easy. I don't know why, but I just did, and it was funny. But yeah, now with a kidnapped Denise, Mario has to do some serious business. He goes to John Gibbs' house, and we actually get to see the goggles in work. He has like different layers, and with them, he was able to find the note that John Gibbs had of the Koopa's location, and I love those goggles, man. If we had more of those goggles, I think that would have been awesome. I mean, that was awesome. I mean, I really like those goggles. I mean, the thing that stood out most, apparently, to me about Mario's costume was the goggles. I don't know why, but it was really cool. And there was one segment that's more that I felt was a nod to Stupid Mario Brothers, but it could have just been like unintentional. But there's a scene where Mario is like meeting up with Claus, or Brian, his real name, and at the end of their sentence, Mario says, "No prob." When he said that, I was like, oh my god, that's like Dawn from that one Stupid Mario Brothers episode when Mario had amnesia. Oh my gosh, it's like Dawn. Oh my god, no prob. I remember that. And just hearing that made me like squeal of joy. I don't know why, but it did. And I'm a little ashamed of it, but... And of course he goes to the Koopa's hideout with Claus, or Brian, and of course it's the railroad leading to the base, and they have to fight a bunch of Goombas, but Jekyll comes up when they're all defeated, and he has Claus, like they're having a fight, and he just grabs Claus's neck, and then bam! He breaks his neck, and Claus is dead. And I was just like, oh my god, if that guy can do that to Claus, then he could probably do much worse to Mario than he did with their first fight. And of course we get the final battle with Mario and Jekyll, and of course Mario is getting his butt handed to him at times, but then at the end of it he shoots him, and he's like, it's gonna take more than tiny bullets, and he like makes this huge fireball, and boom, collides it together to make like a bunch of steam around him so he can't see. Mario appears like directly behind him with the gun, and Jekyll's like starting to walk towards him. Mario's firing at him, and then Jekyll's like face to face with him, and he's like, let's finish this. But then he just falls down and dies, and that lets you know, thank God. I had tension during that fight, and especially when Jekyll was walking up, Mario's firing, and he was still standing. I was so tense, but then just fell down and died, and I was just like, whew, thank goodness. But immediately after that, we get to learn that Bill Summers is not his real name from Feral City News. Bill Summers is actually the son of Wario and Mona. When I saw the trailer to episode 10 and he said that line, I thought, okay, yeah, he's Wario because Matt Provenzel played him. But then he said, I'm the son of Wario and Mona. And I was just like, whoa, really? Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. But of course he says, all right, I just gotta do something to help. And he leaves, but he's never seen throughout the rest of the episode. So something tells me he's gonna be more like active in season 2 when it comes out. I don't know. I just look forward to seeing Matt Provenzel back in action when they make season 2, if they put him in action, which they probably should. Then, of course, we see Mario save Denise, and they have a good kiss, and when Denise leaves, Mario's like, you know, it's good to get a kiss from your damsel in distress. And I was just thinking, oh my gosh, he's referring to Princess Peach. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I really like the Easter eggs they put from Stupid Mario Brothers. It's really, just like really cool. Why am I whispering? I don't know. Let's move on. And of course we get the confrontation with the Koopa in Feral City Woods. Well, Feral Wood, whatever. And he's out there, he's got his hands behind his back, and then he starts making the movements of hands back towards Mario. He's got a mask on, of course. And then Mario and the Koopa have a beam sword fight. Of course, when he was announcing it, he was like, do you remember your Smash Brothers tournaments? And I was just like, is he referring to what I think he is? And he just pulls out, and it's a beam sword! And I was like, oh my god! Yes! But then I realized, wait a minute, it's a black beam sword with red glowy around it. Like, the of course, the sword was black, but when he ignited it, it was also black, but it had a red glow around it. I was like, that looks like the beam sword of Nox, Decius, and Darkness, which kind of left me feeling weird. I was like, please don't tell me you're doing what I think you're doing. But of course Mario pulled out his, and I was like, okay, I can at least enjoy this fight. He's bamming his beam sword. Did I just say bamming? Yeah, he's bamming his beam sword against the Koopas. And all of a sudden, he just beats him, fireball, and the Koopa also has a dark fireball, and I was just like, oh no. They're doing what they're doing what I think they're doing. They are. And boom, Mario's still standing, and the Koopa is on the ground. Mario pulls him up. Well, no, the Koopa stands up, and all of a sudden, he starts laughing, and it's turning from and it's like, no, no, no! Pulls off the mask, and guess who it is, folks? The Darkness. Dark Mario from Stupid Mario Brothers, and then it just ends. Like, he's just there, just takes off the mask, and boom! Season 2 coming soon. And I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Back up a minute. Are you telling me that the Darkness came back for a third time? Are you kidding me? I mean, look, the guy who suggested it, Nate from Stupid Beagle Productions, we've been messing each other on Facebook about who the Koopa could be. We've had conspiracies that Luigi could have done it. Luigi actually wasn't murdered. Or it could have been Ness. He came into the city in the first episode, but no one ever saw him again, which could have mean he was either killed or the Koopa. And then Nate just shouted out, hey, if it's Nox, Decius, or the Darkness, that's not going to be too good. And I was just, yeah, same here. And all of a sudden, we get the Darkness, and he messaged me. So I'm assuming you saw episode 10. I just said, just did. I can't believe the Darkness was the Koopa. And to think we just mentioned it earlier. And it was just like, I think they could have done a better job with the unveiling of the Koopa. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a twist I wasn't expecting. But at the same time, it was a twist that I wish wouldn't have happened. I would have rather been a predictable twist than an unexpected twist that I ended up not really enjoying. Which means, if you remember from Season 4, when the Darkness came back, he had this huge explanation of why he came back, which means when Season 2 comes, he's probably going to have another big explanation on how he came back, and it's just... Okay, I'm not sick of the Darkness. I mean, he was a very fun presence in the series, especially in Season 5 when he got, like, a little bit of goodness in him. He was turning into a bit of a good guy. But he had a good ending. He died, he was a spirit, and he gave Mario power to defeat Ganondorf in Stupid Mario Brothers. But now he's evil again? Is there a good explanation for that? Is it actually not the Darkness? Is it someone pretending to be the Darkness and it just is trying to fool Mario? I don't know. I don't know if you're going to do that for Season 2. You're probably not. You're going to have another explanation for it. But it's just, no more of that, okay? No more people coming back from the dead. We've had enough of that, okay? Look, I like Super Mario the Plumber Knight Returns. I loved it. Until this ending happened, which made it just so... I don't think that it should have ended that way. I think if it was Ness, that would have been a good ending. If it was Luigi and he faked his death, that would have been a good ending. But if it was the Darkness, and it's just so hard to get my brain around it because the Darkness turned good at the end of Season 5, but now he's evil again? I'm sorry, I just don't buy that because he wasn't evil at the end of Season 5. It was a great series. The first season was really good. That ending, though, that ending. But I'm still going to recommend it for anyone, which is kind of weird because this is a spoiler review. But I'm going to overall give it an A. I mean, it's not terrible. I'm not trying to make it sound terrible because it's good. But that ending. Thank you guys for watching this review, and make sure to watch it if you haven't, which is kind of weird because this is a spoiler review. why are you watching it? Thank you guys for watching this review, and make sure to subscribe to Stupid Beagle Productions, because Nate, the guy who's running it, basically was like, it would be cool if you did this, and I just wanted to give him the credit he deserves for helping me with this idea. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.